Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to cover some more of Surah Baqarah. I'm going to explore the meanings of the verses in English and hopefully we can gain a bit more understanding about what some of these things mean, what the greater meaning is, and how we can apply practical knowledge, not only knowledge that sits in here, but knowledge that we can extend to here with our actions as well. So I'll get started. I'll just read in English. I have been reading in Arabic, but I think it's really the English that I'm focusing on here, and I think that's all that matters really. My understanding is that this is a good translation, and these meanings are very close to the meanings of the Qur'an in Arabic as well. So I'll just read in English and we'll get started. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. O you people, adore, worship your guardian lords who created you and those who came before you, that you may become righteous. Who made the earth your couch and the heavens your canopy, and sent down rain from the heavens and brought forth therewith fruits for your sustenance, and then set not up rivals unto God when you know the truth. And if you are in doubt as to what we have revealed from time to time to our servant, then produce a chapter like thereunto, and call your witnesses or helpers, if there are any besides God, if your doubts are true. But if you cannot, and of a surety you cannot, then fear the fire, whose fuel is men and stones, which is prepared for those who reject faith. But give glad tidings to those who believe and work righteousness, that their portion is gardens beneath which rivers flow. Every time they are fed with fruits therefrom, they say, why, this is what we were fed with before, for they are given things in similitude, and they have therein companions pure and holy, and they abide therein forever. God disdains not, is not ashamed, to use the similitude or a parable of things lowest as well as highest. Those who believe know that it is the truth from their lords, but those who reject faith say, what means God by the similitude? But he causes many to stray, and by many he leads into the right path, but he causes not to stray except those who forsake the path. Those who break God's covenant after it is ratified, and who sunder what God has ordered to be joined, and do mischief on earth, these cause loss only to themselves. How can you reject the faith in God? Seeing that you were without life, and he gave you life, then he will cause you to die, and he will bring you to life, and again to him you will return. It is he who has created for you all things that are on earth. Moreover, his design comprehended the heavens, for he gave order and perfection to the seven firmaments, and of all things he has perfect knowledge. Behold, your Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent on earth. They said, will you place therein one who will make mischief therein and shed blood, whilst we do celebrate your praises and glorify your holy name? He said, I know what you know not. So I'll just go through basically what I get from these verses and what some of the greater truths could be, and how we can understand this teaching in a practical sense as well. So, first of all, O you people, adore, worship your guardian lords who created you and those who came before you, that you may become righteous. So basically, we're given a command. That's the first thing here. Adore, worship your guardian lord. So basically, this is a command to worship Allah. And why? Because he created you, and he created those who came before you. He created your parents, your grandparents, your forefathers, your ancestors, right back to Adam, peace be upon him. And what is there to gain from this? So that's so that you may become righteous. And what a good goal to have, right? So that's the first verse. Now the second verse, who has made the earth your couch and the heavens your canopy, and sent down rain from the heavens, and brought forth therewith fruits for your sustenance, then set not rivals unto God when you know the truth. So this is basically just kind of saying what God has done. Basically, he has made the earth your couch. So it's not a physical couch, obviously, but it's a resting place, a place to labor, and a place to live, really. And he's made the heavens your canopy. So the heavens, what we see above us, right? The heavens essentially, and also and sent down rain from the heavens. So in a sense, he's so merciful to us. He sends down blessings by form of rain, reminding us to be thankful and reminding us to always have shukr for his blessings. And also the next part of this verse, brought forth therewith fruits for your sustenance. So he's the provider. He is al-rizq, and he's the one who we thank when we have blessings, food, water, security, all these things. So what do we do when we know, and when we know that God is the one who does all this for us? Set not up rivals unto God when you know the truth. So basically, don't commit shirk. Don't worship anything apart from God. So that's the second verse. Now the next one. If you are in doubt as to what we have revealed from time to time to our servant, then produce a chapter like thereunto, and call your witnesses or helpers, if there are any besides gods, if your doubts are true. So this is a very good part of the Quran. It basically allows you to essentially reject it if you want. It says, look, if you can come up with anything that's anything like this book, have a go, and see if you can. It's basically saying you don't have to believe in it, but here's a bit of a test. See if you can come up with anything like it, and basically you're allowed to have a go at trying to come up with a verse that's anything like the Quran. And basically this is one of the good things about the Quran. You're not forced into accepting it. You're allowed to see if you can come up with anything like it. That's what this verse is saying. The next verse, however, but if you cannot, and of a surety you cannot, then fear the fire, whose fuel is men, and stones, which is prepared with those who reject faith. So basically it's saying in this next verse that you can't. There's nothing that you can do to essentially topple this book. And when you try to sort of override this revelation, you're opening up the field for punishment, and this punishment is kindled by a fuel of men and stones, essentially. So the next verse. But give glad tidings to those who believe and work righteousness, that their portion is gardens beneath which rivers flow. Every time they are fed with fruits therefrom, they say, why, this is what we were fed with before, for they are given things in similitude, and they have their own companions pure and holy, and they abide therein forever. So there's an amazing reward for those who believe and work righteousness. Gardens beneath which rivers flow, and they're fed with fruits therefrom. And they're always grateful as well. This is the reward for faith, right? So the next verse. God disdains not, is not ashamed to use the similitude, parable of things lowest as well as highest. Those who believe know that it is the truth from their Lord, but those who reject faith say, what means God by the similitude? But he causes many to stray, and many he leads into the right path. But he causes not to stray except those who forsake the path. So I know in another Quran that I've read, this is put into a different translation. Basically, there's a parable about a mosquito or a gnat, something that's a bit different. But basically, there's a parable of the best thing, and there's a parable of the worst or the lowest thing. Now, we can interpret these things basically to enlighten our understanding, or we can interpret these things to otherwise. And that's how I understand this verse. And inshallah, this is upon guidance, right? So the next verse. Those who break God's covenant after it is ratified, and those who sunder what God has ordered to be joined, and do mischief on earth, these cause loss only to themselves. So, basically, those who stray, those who forsake the path. Basically, here's an explanation of what these people are like. They break God's covenant after it's ratified, and who sunder what God has ordered to be joined. So they don't do what the Qur'an says, and they do mischief on earth. So basically, when we accumulate sin, essentially, and this is what we shouldn't be doing, and this is essentially basically earning God's wrath, earning God's displeasure, essentially. So these are the people that stray from the path. Now the next verse: how can you reject the faith in God, seeing that you were without life, and he gave you life? Then he will cause you to die, and he will again bring you to life, and again to him you will return. So I understand this in multiple ways. I mean, it's God that's given us life in a spiritual sense, but as well as physically. So it's God that opened our eyes to guidance, brought us to life spiritually, and he can cause us to lose the spiritual guidance as well, and of course, obviously, physically, he gave us life, and he'll cause us to die as well. So when he's given us this life, when he's given us this spiritual understanding as well, be grateful for it, and inshallah, this will keep us upon guidance as well. So the next verse: it is he who has created for you all things that are on earth. Moreover, his design comprehended the heavens, and he gave order and perfection to the seven firmaments, and of all things he has perfect knowledge. So basically, God's the creator. I mean, he's created everything on earth, and this verse points to that, and it says essentially have some shukr, have some gratitude, and he also created the heavens. So whatever we see, in the heavens, and he also gave him perfection to the seven firmaments. Now, this is something that kind of goes beyond my understanding here, because what I understand from reading Qur'an and studying is that there are seven firmaments essentially above us, but I don't actually understand exactly what they are. That's something that goes beyond my understanding. However, maybe this is something I can learn in the future, but it's just good to know, right? And the next thing: behold, your Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent on earth. They said, will you place therein one who will make mischief therein and shed blood, whilst we do celebrate praises and glorify your holy name? He said, I know what you know not. So my understanding here is that possibly before creation there was another creation here that was up to mischief and created a lot of fitna. And the angels were so wary that this reality might be sort of repeated upon the creation of mankind, that they didn't want this to happen. So they basically said to Allah, they asked the question, they said, will you place therein one who will make mischief therein and shed blood, while they celebrate praises and glorify God? So Allah is essentially saying that he knows what the reality is going to be here, and that he has the perfect knowledge as well. So that's my understanding of the verses 21 to 30 in the Qur'an. I'm going to carry on reading the next 10 by 10 by 10 all the way up to the end of Surah Baqarah, and hopefully everyone's gaining some understanding from this explanation, and hopefully you're enjoying the videos too. So thank you very much, and see you next time.